What's going on, guys? It's Asher here, joined by Matt and Rachel, the people's favorite. Welcome to Triple Mando. This is going to be the name of our new podcast we got going on, where we basically just talk about anything that's kind of relevant in disc golf or whatever we feel like. Before we get into this, we got to do the giveaway from last video, which was Last to Bogey, which is a very, very, very good video. So if you haven't watched it, go check that out. But the giveaway for that video is this bad boy right here, this AVR X3 Big Germ. Matt gave this to us.
Never to be made again.
Ironically, we actually gave this away originally, and Matt won it in a raffle. And then Matt gave it back, which is pretty cool.
It's a
But yeah,
circle of life.
circle of life. So we're about to spin the wheel. Good luck, everybody. Congrats. Holler at your boy, and I will get that sent to you. What we're going to talk about, there was a list that was made about 2024 most liked pros and least liked pros. So this is called Average Random Score from Professionals featured in the 2024 survey. So you have the most liked pros and you have the least liked pros. You have male and female within this list. But I'm pretty sure the question was liked, who is your most liked pro? And that was the only question that was asked. So there was not a question, who is your least liked pro? They just kind of did their thing where they added the people that weren't voted on are the people that are actually the least liked.
Percentage overall.
Yeah, so like kind of skewed here, but interesting nonetheless. But yeah, Matt, you go first. Lead us off.
Oh,
on your list.
my top 5 MPO is going to be AB, Calvin, Nicholas Antela, Matteo, and Gannon on my top 5.
That's a pretty cool top 5. I don't hate it. Your top 5 is pretty performance based. It kind of looks like you don't have anybody that sucks up there.
That is true. Might be top 10 actually on all that.
I think you might have everybody in the top 10. Yeah,
that works. Gonna do FBO,
which is okay. No, we'll do your most liked men, and then I'll do my most liked men, and Rachel will do her most liked men. My most liked man coming in at number 1 would be Nate Sexton.
Most liked man.
My most loved man. Man crush. We kind of I've been told we look alike. People have told me that before. Back when I was a little less fat, I think. Anyway, so number 2 we have Gannon Burr, and then number 3 I got Paul Ulibarri or Ulibarri.
Paul made your list, really?
Yeah, I think so.
The head on.
Number 4, Jeremy Colling. I like him. Pretty cool guy.
I'm very shocked.
Yeah, and then at number 5 I put Eric Oakley. My list was actually kind of made based on not skill, obviously, but
because all you suck.
No, well, Gannon's the best in the world, but everybody else is not.
Nate used to be really good.
Nate used to be really good. No, these are just people that I actually follow. Like I think I actually follow all these people on Instagram or whatever. Like I'm interested in their lives, not just their abilities. Who's your top 5?
My top 5. 1, I have Gannon. 2, I have AB. Mostly because I just like to watch those two play. Like they're interesting. 3rd, I have Ricky because I think he's the nicest human in the world. You didn't put Ricky on your list, and I'm very shocked.
Yeah,
after our interaction with him.
Way more interactions.
We'll tell that story. Should I tell that story? No, I keep going. Okay.
We'll keep pushing.
4, I have Greg Barsby because again, we had a really good interaction with him. And then 5, I have Simon Lizotte. So our list is very different.
Simon's not even on my list.
You didn't put Simon on your list.
I apparently didn't really think about this list at all because Simon would actually be number 1. I think.
That's why I was shocked why you had Paul Ulibarri.
Yeah. We're gonna take Paul Ulibarri out real quick, and it would be Nate Sexton, Gannon Burr, and then actually Gannon would move to 3. Simon would move to 2.
Greg Barsby on there either.
I can't put everybody in my top 5.
You would have a top 10.
But Simon's actually my number 1 of all time.
Ricky, we had probably the best encounter with ever in our entire life. We went to the Music City Open, and he I don't know what you're doing.
I'm stuck under the desk.
He lost. He didn't lose. He got second.
I'll tell the story. Okay. story number one from our this was our first professional
We didn't like Ricky at this time.
event that we had ever went to. So
We had chosen Paul's side.
picture this. Your whole entire life, you've been raised the last 4 years in the disc golf scene to love Paul Macbeth and see him as a true hero. Meanwhile, Ricky is hated and pushed to the side and villainized. Okay, just put that in your brain because that was me and Rachel's first interaction. Yeah, the first year we went, Mason Ford beat Ricky Wysocki in a playoff. Okay, and previous to this happening, Paul's done, Adam Hammis is done, Ezra Aderhold's done. The pros are all standing in this little area where you can't really get to them, but you can see them, and like they're only like 20 feet away, and like you can obviously like yell at them or like try to get their attention. Well, there's this line of 20 people. They're like, "Hey, Paul, hey, Paul, hey,"
He's
and
ignoring them.
Paul is just straight ignoring these people. No response
game to the women.
at all. Yeah, Ezra literally just talking to all the chicks that play disc golf. It was kind of funny. But yeah, Paul just straight ignoring everybody. And I get if you sign one thing, you got to sign 100. I totally understand that. Whatever. If that's if that's the play you want to take here.
He did come and start signing stuff too, but he acted very irritated. Like as soon as he walked up to start autographing people's stuff, he immediately acted like,
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to be here.
like I shouldn't
ready to
have
go.
to.
Yeah, he hated it. I mean, he hated every moment of it. And like it was one of those interactions that was so not good that like I actually didn't want the interaction to happen
We
anymore.
didn't even
Like
want his autograph.
it felt uncomfortable. Well, anyway, so that literally just happens, and we're waiting for this playoff. We're watching Ricky and Mason Ford go into a playoff. Okay. Ricky hits first available, which is it's like a nice little downhill. I could actually add the footage. That'd be kind of cool. I'm going to show the footage real quick. You can just hear me in the background. Okay. Well, yeah. So Ricky hits first available. So he's basically got a throw in for birdie because Mason's going to birdie this little 220-foot downhill hole, whatever. Well, Ricky immediately loses. You can tell he's like ultra defeated, the saddest thing ever. He had just fought the last 4 days to win Music City Open, and he loses to Mason Ford because he hit first available. He starts slowly walking back to his car, as sad as he could possibly be. And I can't remember if he's in an area that we're not supposed to be in or not yet, but he's definitely making a beeline towards his van. Rachel full sprints towards Ricky Wysocki, full sprints towards him, and runs up, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, Ricky, I'm your biggest fan. Oh my god, whatever, blah blah blah. We love you." And Ricky just like slowly starts smiling, and within like 2 seconds, Ricky is back to being the nicest human in the whole entire. Yeah, full demeanor's changed. He's happy to sign stuff. He's excited. In that moment, he had completely forgot that he had just lost, just like that. And then we started there was probably 20 people behind us right after that.
Yeah.
You started the train of.
Yeah, unfortunately we were those people, I guess. But Ricky could not have been cooler and sweeter and nicer and more friendly. Do you have a picture with him? I can't remember if we got a picture with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might drop that in here too. Well, anyway, so it was funny because at the time,
We both went in loving Paul Macbeth.
yeah.
And everybody says he's nice. Maybe it was just that day. I don't know. But we've tried to meet with him twice, both times at Music City Open. Both times we didn't think he was
Right.
very
But we
nice.
had villainized
Ricky
for this
Shame.
all
And
this time.
everybody did.
Shame.
That was
Because-
the whole thing.
That was the biggest
between like 2015 and 2019,
I don't
people
even
just
know if those two have beef with each other. I think
people
they
just hated Rick to hate Rick
Yeah.
for no reason.
Paul's
And I was one of those people. And then from that moment on, in my brain and here forward, Ricky will now be on the Mount Rushmore
top,
for
He's
me.
so nice.
top 4 of people
Yeah,
that actually interact with.
and Paul is off. Sorry, one chance.
He was voted off the island.
You only get a first
He's not
impression a first time. And Simon. Well, Simon killed it when I met him. But
He almost killed
No,
y'all
he
too.
didn't, did he?
I've actually never met Simon.
We
I
tried
was
to,
hoping
but
you
he
would
said he would get
not
a drink
catch that,
with
but-
us. You messaged him.
Oh yeah. I have messaged Simon before on Instagram, which I'm
You
not
asked him
recommending
if you
doing.
could caddy for him, and
But he
he's
was-
already had one.
Yeah, he already had a caddy,
Oh, that's
but he
cool.
was as cool as could be, cool as cucumber,
Great.
cool as the ceiling
Yeah.
fan. Anyway, but yeah. So long story short, from now on, Ricky he's above Paul, at least in friendliness.
You just did make
so where's
a
your-
list.
This
Where's
is
the
a
regular
this is a
list?
horrible list, to be honest. I think I kind
Did
of
you
went.
make your list? No.
No,
Wow.
and
I
I do like watching Ricky. Ricky is super clutch.
I want to
He's
redo
fun
my
to
list
watch.
now on people that I'd like, just full on like, not skill, anything.
That's what I did mine. I did my
Yeah,
best off
I think we did
experiences.
different things. Not
I've
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
been playing longer than me, so like I kind of went by skill a
be
little bit
fair,
more.
I don't. Yeah, you did more skill, which some of mine, like obviously, I love to watch some of these people play. Like I said, we met Gannon, and Gannon was really not. He had thrown his disc like severely OB, to the point that we didn't watch his throw at all. And we walked up, and I was like, "Oh, somebody dropped their disc," and I almost picked it up. Like I almost did, and then like
it was probably 100 foot past the spectator line where you have to stand behind.
Okay.
It was like 100 foot past it, and
In
it's
the
like
middle of the field.
actually roped off.
We didn't even
But-
know anybody was playing at that point on that hole. We walked up because we thought that they were about to tee off.
Yeah,
Well, then, like, we walked and we're standing there just watching, and all of a sudden we see Gannon walk up, tallest human I've ever seen
Huge.
in my life.
Huge person.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Anybody seen my disc?" And we're just like sitting there looking at a Falcor is what it was,
I was like, I guess this
because he was
is
back
it.
at Prodigy at that time.
And then he was
Understand,
like,
like,
"Oh my god!" Because he had the worst shot. Like it was, you know how Martin had that big like bush area back in the day where it had the tall tree, and if you threw in it, you probably weren't ever getting your disc back.
yeah. I think that was like the first time I played it.
He had to go around like I would say 4 of those.
Oh, no.
And he just spike hazard straight up. It was a great shot.
Yeah, it was
But
nuts.
he was really nice too.
And Simon ended up almost hitting us right
Yeah, that
after
was on-
that.
that's actually
which
on
that's on
Joe
Joe
Mez.
Mez. I
Yeah.
can drop that video in too because
Yeah,
that's
that
crazy.
was fun.
But yeah, so that's our experience meeting Ricky and Paul.
Yeah, we just did different ones.
I don't like yeah.
We need to go to Music City Open. Are
Yeah, we
playing
gotta
there
go-
This year? Is it
Yeah.
on?
I think they always do. Yeah.
Jonesboro's cut off from tour this year now. It's
I figured. They
Something
all
else got
complain
promoted.
about Music City Open most of the time.
It's kind of funny because we live in West Tennessee now, but I grew up really close to Nashville. So like all of my friends here want to go to the Nashville stuff, but I don't really care to go to the Nashville stuff because like I grew up there, so it's not really exciting to me.
It's like
But like I'd rather go to Jonesboro or somewhere like that. But yeah.
I feel like I'm too close.
All right, so who's your least liked men?